Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Final video of the day here. I'm going to be talking about Elon Musk and his sexual misconduct claims, specifically SpaceX president defending them, who happens to be a woman. So, we'll get right into it, starting now. SpaceX president defends Elon Musk against sexual misconduct claims. Personally, I believe the allegations to be false. The president of SpaceX is claiming she's never seen or heard anything like the sexual misconduct allegations against CEO Musk in the 20 years they've worked together. In an email to employees at the rocket manufacturer obtained by CNBC, SpaceX president and COO Gwynne Shotwell said she believes the recently reported accusations against Musk that he paid for a flight attendant's silence after allegedly harassing and retaliating against her when she rebuffed his advances aren't true. Personally, I believe the allegations to be false, Shotwell wrote in a company-wide email. Not because I work for Elon, but because I have worked closely with him for 20 years and never seen or nor heard anything resembling these allegations. In an insider expose last week, an unnamed woman who was friends with the flight attendant shared documents with the website about the harassment that allegedly took place in 2016. Of course, all these allegations are happening 4 or 5 plus years out, so, it's not immediate. It's always like at minimum 5 to 10 plus years to where these allegations come out. It's never way earlier. Though the flight attendant allegedly signed a non-disclosure agreement in 2018 in exchange for the purported $250,000 payout from SpaceX, the friend did not. Shotwell notably neither confirmed nor denied the $250,000 payment in the email. According to Insider, the flight attendant was giving Musk a massage on a private SpaceX jet in 2016 when he exposed his erect penis to her, touched her without her consent, and told her he'd buy her a horse. An apparent reference to the woman's equestrian hobby. If she did more, she refused, the friend said, and later had her shifts cut back in what she believed was a retaliation for rebuffing the CEO's advances. In 2018, the woman brought a sexual misconduct suit against Musk and SpaceX, which was her, per insiders reporting, settled out of court for $250,000 and an NDA. The flight attendant's friend signed a sworn declaration about the incident that the website was also contained. In her email to SpaceX employees, Shotwell said that she will never comment on any legal matters involving employment issues, and noted that Musk has also denied the allegations from the flight attendant, whose name has not been released to the public. In response to Insider, Musk said the flight attendant's allegations are part of a politically motivated hit piece, and on Twitter called the woman's friend a liar. If I were inclined to engage in sexual harassment, Musk told the website, this is unlikely to be the first time in my 30-year career that it comes to light. It should be noted, however, that although this is the first accusation leveled against the SpaceX CEO himself, his companies have been known for their own sexual misconduct scandals. Following the allegations last week, Musk flew to Brazil to meet with its fascist president and declared on Twitter that he had become a Republican. This whole saga, of course, ensued just after news broke that Musk was putting his bid to purchase Twitter on hold. And also came out right after he was going to be a Republican. Go figure. Because the far left aren't evil, guys. The far left aren't evil people. Now we're trying to go to some of these things here and saying about some of the emails that are pertaining to this. None of these are going to be showing here that we have to see that these reports are how it's going to be. So we can go a little bit here on the Verge. I hate the Verge, such a low-level source. But here we are. SpaceX's Gwynne Shotwell defends Elon Musk to employees after allegations of sexual misconduct. And we'll kind of go briefly over this because it kind of already does say the same thing here, so I don't want to be repeating myself too much anyways. So it goes on to say over here, it says SpaceX has a no-hold policy when it comes to employee behavior. However, in December, a former SpaceX employee wrote an essay in Alliance alleging she had been the target of rampant sexual harassment at the company and that HR did little to address her claims. HR doesn't really do anything. It's just meant to protect the company and only the company. But, I digress. The Verge has also spoke with 4 additional former SpaceX employees who backed up the essay and described a culture of sexual harassment that was poorly handled by HR. A few days prior to the essay's publication, Shotwell emailed SpaceX employees about the company's zero-tolerance policy against sexual harassment and a no-hold policy. She also encouraged employees to come forward if they had experienced harassment. Timely reporting of harassment is key to our maintaining SpaceX as a great place to work. We can't fix what we don't know, Shotwell wrote in the email it said it's sent in December. If you are aware of or experience any acts of harassment or discrimination, report it to your manager or any HR representative. However, she noted that the company could improve its HR practices. We also know we could always do better, Shotwell wrote in December email. That is why HR has been soliciting feedback from groups across the company to ensure the process is effective. HR was also conducting an internal audit followed by a third-party audit. So that's kind of like how everything else is going over here on this, or the Verge side of things. Take it as you will. And we have another thing here, specifically going into here with Elon Musk saying, but I have to challenge this to a liar who claims their friend saw me exposed, describe just one thing, anything at all, scars, tattoos that isn't known by the public, she won't be able to do so because it never happened. And of course, this fun person says, this person says, John Asaya Kreider, it's strange how their friend is the one who came forward years after it supposedly happened while claiming they can't stay silent. It's a story based on hearsay, my friend said. No proof. Exactly. And Elon Musk replies, exactly. Moreover, the friend in question who gave the interview to Guy is a far leftist active actress in LA with a major political axe to grind, which is... So, again, that's what's happening here. Now, we have this for their own sexual misconduct scandals. A huge wave of sexual harassment allegations just hit SpaceX and Tesla. Misogyny and sexual harassment appear to run rampant at both Tesla and SpaceX. And when was this actually documented, by the way? 12/14/2021. So this so happens to be true here. So we'll kind of go over this a little bit because this is kind of what we should probably be focusing on. Former SpaceX engineer Ashley Kosak isn't the only person claiming that the space company's work culture is rotten with misogyny and sexual harassment. The Verge reports that 4 others SpaceX reports have come forward detailing similar complaints, including unwanted sexual advancements by male co-workers and other harassment. Okay, so first off, it depends on what you mean by unwanted. So, let's put this into perspective. Them asking you out or them wanting to take you out to dinner or whatever is not a sexual advancement. So, I don't know, or harassment at all. You just simply deny them. That's it. Again, I want to see more stories to this. I want to see the actual full context, which is where we should 100% be having context for. If you're going to be making these allegations to this extent, then you need to have full information with full context. Because if you don't, it should just be thrown out because it's just we can't be risking this crap. All right. So again, because also today and age as well, we come with people specifically saying unwanted, like the unwanted sexual advancements or whatever, and it'll be like taking you out to dinner or like hitting on somebody or whatever. I mean, that's not sexual harassment. That's not unwanted sexual advancements. That's just like, okay, so men just not approach people anymore? Or can people just not approach people anymore? Let's put it that way. So like, I mean, come on. And that's not all. A mere hour after The Verge published the damning piece, the Washington Post broke yet another story about several additional women suing Tesla, another Elon Musk-run company, over sexual harassment at the company's factory in Fremont, California. And that's on top of several other harassment suits that have hit the electric car maker over the last few weeks. In other words, it's an absolute PR disaster for Musk's portfolio, and one that paints an ugly picture of the work culture at both SpaceX and Tesla. It's a day of grim revelations that's also bound to put immense pressure on leadership, including Musk, who is the CEO of both companies, as well as SpaceX and COO and President Gwynne Shotwell. In an email sent to the employees before the source came out over the weekend, as reported by The Verge, Shotwell reiterated the violations of the company's the company's no a-hole and harassment policy will not be tolerated. If you're aware of or experience blah blah blah, which we have already seen this already. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, Tesla Brooks, who currently works at the company's factory in Fremont, is one of the women who's suing the company. Said she was forced to stack boxes around her workstation to stop men from making crude and unwanted advances. Oh, okay. I was so tired of the unwanted attention and the males gawking at me, I proceeded to create barriers around me just so I could get some relief, she told the Post. Nothing that she tried to conceal her backside with a flannel shirt she bought at the store after being catcalled. Okay. 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 Now I'm seeing the full picture. That was something I felt necessary just so I could do my job, she added. Okay. Again. We have to have an immense amount of context here because women do this to men all the time, by the way. Just letting you know. Like, they'll call men attractive, etc., etc., and we don't complain about it. All right. So, again, I don't see an issue with men looking at you. I don't see that a problem, and them specifically commenting on your attractiveness is insane. So I don't. I don't see this as an actual issue, to be honest with you. Like, I don't see it as issue because when you call it catcall, I'm sorry that I don't see that as a problem. We have to put specific words and etc. onto what they're actually calling you to make it as harassment. Because if you're saying like, oh hey, she's hot or whatever, or like, are them trying to go out with you or whatever, or etc., or them just looking at you, I don't see how that's a problem. Especially when people look, it's like you're going to be looking at people, especially wherever you go. I don't see how that's an issue. So again, I'm going to call that a lot of BS there because, again, that's just insane. That's just women trying to get a piece of the pie of like actual money or whatever. That's what I'm seeing. Again, I want more information out so I can actually see. So it says Sarah Merritt has made a news thing here. However, we're not going to be going exactly what he's saying here because he pretty much recited what I already been saying. So we're going to go to here. Is they have a zero tolerance policy, which we already read here. What we want to see here is they're specifically astute observers of my plane, and there are many, will note that I don't use a flight attendant. Moreover, only fruit and nuts are stocked on the plane. I use flights as an opportunity to fast. So this is what Elon Musk is specifically saying here. So they're going to have to combat the accusations about if they're wrong or not. So, again, I don't see how we're going to be dealing with this specifically. But again, if what Elon Musk says here is true and the astute observers are of my plane, and there are many will note that I don't use a flight attendant, then, well, that throws that whole other girl's accusation completely out the water and makes it completely baseless. So, again, accusations. Be correct, women. Stop trying to ruin men's lives because you want a piece of the pie. And for whatever political aisle that they lay on. Terrible. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.